Hey, Dr. Aziz here, and let's talk about rejection and how you can obliterate your fear of it. And I'm going to do a little behind the scenes video teaching you exactly not only how you can do that, but showing you how I do it in my life and how I use this stuff on a day-to-day basis. I realized that yet again, I just did a live weekend last weekend. It was awesome. And in it, I realized that a lot of the teaching that I'll do when I'm working with a group is from my own life and how I apply this stuff. Because whether you want to overcome your fear of rejection in dating and relationships, which is what the focus of the weekend I was just teaching is on, but maybe in your business life, in your social life, anywhere, it's going to benefit you. And this is a really powerful trick that I learned a long time ago that I realized that not everyone knows these things. So I want to highlight this. So you're going to learn this right now. Let me share where I'm using this in my life, and you get a chance to see me in my office, how I might be using this like literally today and then over the next few months. So by the way, this is the studio where I work. It's pretty sweet, soundproofed building. I'll give you a tour of it sometime. But so here's the deal. Where I'm looking to overcome my resistance or fear around rejection is not in dating and relationships. I'm happily married with Candace. She's amazing. So I don't need to go out and talk to a bunch of women. Although maybe you need to do that, or a bunch of guys, whoever you're interested in, whoever you want to approach. But for me, where I can notice I have little excuses I'll make and stories and things that hold me back around rejection is growing the mastermind program that I run. I'm in the mastermind. It's called the Unstoppable Confidence Mastermind. It's amazing. It's been running for multiple years, and it's life transforming. At the event, we just had people sharing about some of their breakthroughs, and every time I hear them, I'm like, this is amazing. So some part of me knows I want to continue to strengthen this program and get more people in it because it radically transforms lives. So I have a mission, I have a drive, it's part of the business. So it's there's a monetary aspect for it, there's a mission and purpose aspect, so it's and it helps people. So it's like a win-win-win. And yet, there's one thing that might hold me back. And what is that? Fear of rejection, right? I have to tell people about the group, have to invite people to the group, have a conversation about whether it's a good fit, and they could say no. Or they could say, oh, I don't like you trying to sell something to me. And then it's a different kind of rejection that I'm afraid of, right? So I've done a lot of work to overcome this fear, and yet, you might find this as well, it can creep back in there, and maybe it doesn't come up as heart-pounding terror, but it's excuses and stories as to why we should do it less. So maybe you do go approach people you're attracted to, but instead of doing it every day, it's once a month. Or whatever the example is. Maybe it's speaking up in a meeting for you is where you're afraid of being rejected. So think about, as you're watching this video, to get the most out of it, don't just think about facing rejection abstractly. Think about where in your life right now would you be, what would you be doing if you weren't afraid of getting rejected? Where is it where you need it most? So here's what I do. To overcome that resistance to rejection, I flip it on its head and I say, I'm going to get rejected. And I'm going to get rejected as many times as I can. So, here's how I'm doing it in this case. Grabbing myself a whiteboard. Let's spin around so we're not getting the screen glare. Operation Firestorm. Step 1, give your whiteboard or your project a cool name. Because why not? It excites me, makes me feel badass, like I'm doing something really heroic, even though I'm in a tracksuit in my office. Then my target. 25 invitations over the next 3 months, basically, by February 1st. So I'm going to invite 25 people to the group. And the way the invitation works is I got to sit down and talk to them for a good while to make sure that I think they're going to get a lot out of the group. It's going to be a good fit. They're going to bring value to the group too, and that it's going to be a win-win for everybody. So I have to have that conversation, then make the invitation, then possibly get a rejection. So 25 invitations over the next 3 months. I have a place to record the date, when, who, and what the offer was for, the proposal for the group. And then look in the right. This is the key. This is where you get transformation, if in my experience, is no's. And guess what I'm going for? As many no's as I can. I want no's. And I want to accumulate. I want to rack up. For me, the scorecard is all in that red box, is in the no's. So all of a sudden, my mind starts thinking about how can I get more no's? How many no's can I accumulate? Maybe as I play this game, I'm going to start setting up no goals. Can I get 32 no's in November? Now, some of those are not going to be around business, right? Maybe I'll go out and do some social stuff to get some no's. But how many no's can I get? Now, all of a sudden, my mind starts working differently. Instead of like, oh, am I going to be bothering someone by reaching out to them and seeing if they want to be part of the group? It's like, oh, well, hey, let me reach out to so-and-so, and if they say no, then I got myself a no. And you flip the script on this. And I have so many stories about this. In fact, in the dating and relationship live weekend I was just teaching, we had one last year when we ran that event. We had people go out and intentionally try to get rejected socially in dating and relationships. And there was one guy who went up to a woman who was at a Mexican restaurant and asked if he could eat a chip off her plate, thinking he would get a no. And she said yes. And then he said, well, shit, I'm going for no's, so let me take it one step further. And he said, can I have a bite of your burrito? And she said, sure. And at this point, he's like, all right, this is not going well. I really need to get a no. So he takes a bite of her burrito. They chat for another minute, and he's like, hey, can I have your phone number? And she's like, yeah, okay. And he's like, damn it. So he gets outside of the restaurant. He's trying to get no's. That was the purpose of going out that day. He's trying to get no's. And he asked someone there, he's like, hey, that's a nice bike. Can I ride it around the block and bring it back to you? And the guy says yes. So there's a lot here, a lot of lessons you can take from this little video, but play a no game. Try to get no's on purpose. Your energy might just totally shift where you become unattached to the outcome, and that's where crazy shit happens, like the one I'm describing in this video. Find out for yourself, but see what your no game would be. What can you go for? How many, go for rejection. That doesn't mean you, approach it terribly and, I don't know, grab someone's ass and be like, look, they rejected me, haha. No, you approach them in, the most effective way that you can, but in there you're trying to catalog the no's. And when you do this, man, something empowering happens. So apply this in your life. I look forward to recording more of these behind-the-scenes videos about what I do to sustain and build and create a life of extraordinary confidence, whether it's my morning routine, even diet and hacks on how to have high sustained energy without caffeine, which is something I've done for multiple years now, and all my secrets. Stay tuned for those to be revealed. Until we speak again, may you have the courage to be who you are and to know on a deep level that you're awesome. And definitely subscribe below. If you're enjoying this stuff, there's going to be a lot more of these coming out. And share your comments. What are your questions? What is your no game? What are you going to go do? What are your targets? Let's all share and support each other. And we'll talk soon. Be well.